it is the 31st day of July 2022. 8 days and counting to the August 9th polls. A very good evening and welcome to Citizen Debates. Tonight it is the Langata Constituency Edition and the candidates are gathered here. We've got several candidates seeking to topple the incumbent, and we'll be talking a bit about that shortly. My name is Wahiga Mwora. Welcome to the program.
Nami ni Mashirima Kapombe. Bila shaka ni kinyang'anyiro ambacho kimevutia wagombeaji 11, lakini kwa leo tuko na 7 hapa studioni ambao watakuwa natueleza kwa nini wanataka kuwa mbunge wa Langata, na moja kwa moja nataka kuanza upande huu wangu wa kulia na Caroline Jepkemboi ambaye anawakilisha chama cha Usawa kwa Wote. Anayemfuata ni Tom Awili ambaye ni mgombeaji huru. Watatu ni Felix Odiwour ambaye anawakilisha chama cha ODM, naye Osman Abdulahi ambaye anawakilisha chama cha KANU.
Wacha tuendelee hivyo vivyo. Pia tuko na Cliff Aboki Omingo on a Ford Asili ticket, also joining us on the program. We are also joined by the incumbent, who is generally Nickson Korir on a UDA ticket. And last but not least, Suzan Odongo, an independent candidate. I want to also welcome our audience and ask them to give our candidates a round of applause for making it for the show today. Karibu sana. And you can weigh in wherever you're watching us from. The hashtag is Citizen Debates. SMS line 22422. We'll be sampling your feedback even as we continue. But at this moment, we want to give our candidates a chance to make their opening statement, and they'll be responding to a question in 1 minute. The question is, and this is, we'll actually start with the lady who polled at number 1, Caroline Jepkemboi, and that is why she's at that corner. In your opinion, what do you regard as the top challenge facing the people of Langata? Why are you the right person?
My name is Jepkemboi. I believe I'm the best candidate for Langata MP because I have solution, permanent solution for people for Langata, and I have ideas too.
What's the biggest problem that the people of Langata are facing today, in your view?
There are a lot of problems in Langata. A lot of problems in Langata.
Name one.
Especially water. It is a lot of problems, especially water, especially insecurities. We have insecurities in Langata. We have jobs. We don't have jobs, especially youths and women. We don't have youths in Langata. We don't have jobs in Langata.
Naam, bila shaka asante sana. Moja kwa moja tusonge kwa Tom Awili ambaye ni mgombeaji huru. Kwa maoni yako na kwa dakika moja, unadhani ni kipi ambacho ni changamoto kuu kwa wakazi wa Langata na kwa nini wewe unaweza kulisuluhisha?
Asante sana. Nimefurahi kuwa hapa leo nanyi kuzungumzia mambo ya Langata. Langata kwangu, Langata ni kitu naangalia kwa roho yangu sana, vile nimezaliwa huko na naishi huko. Shida kubwa ya Langata tangu niwe mtoto ni shida ya maji. Maji imepotea Langata. Kitambo tulikuwa tunangoja maji alfajiri. Usipoamka alfajiri maji imepotea, wiki kwenda wiki kurudi. Security ilikuwa shida nyingine hapo Langata. Bila tulikuwa na Kibira siku zile, lakini hatusemi watu wa Kibira ni wabaya. Tunasema shida za ukosefu wa kazi kwa vijana. Lazima watafute njia ya kujiami. Alafu Langata pia tunaona kweli wamama pia wanadhirika sana. Wamama wako na shida nyingi, kazi hawapati, wengi ni wa kufanya kazi ya dobi. Na kazi ya dobi, kama ule mtu anaandikwa kazi, ana pesa kulipa kazi ya dobi, ataenda jioshe mwenyewe.
Una sekunde 10. Kwa nini unadhani wewe ndio unastahili kupewa nafasi ya kusuluhisha hizi shida zote?
Suluhu inatoka vile wanasema, yule mtu iko kwake nyumbani ndiye atafanya kazi vizuri. Tayari nishaona shida zote wako nazo. So suluhu tayari nishazungumza nao. Hata kabla nikuja hapa nilikuwa huko kwa vitongoji huko, nikakaa kwa estate, tukazungumza nao na tunajua ile suluhu ni nini.
Asante. Wacha nikusimamisha hapo and bring in Jalango, and you can respond in English or Kiswahili for our candidates. Benefit. Jalango, to you. Biggest problem and solution.
Good evening. My name is Felix Odiwour. Most of you know me as Jalango. Thank you so much for this. The biggest problem after going through the whole of Langata still remains water. The day before yesterday, I was with the residents of NHC at Nairobi Water, and we had gone to complain for the same. We've already found a solution. Langata has to get their own piping into the new development infrastructure that Nairobi Water is already putting through. It is a long-term problem, but this will be the long-term solution because our water goes through Kibra and the valves are open each and every single day, and water does not get all the way to our homes. A place like Royal Park have never received water. There's an estate called Dam Estate. It's called Dam, but the dam is dry. So we believe that if Langata have their own pipe and connected to the grid in itself, we will have water in Langata and it will never be a problem again. No. Jobs are a problem for the youths, and definitely our women also need to be empowered.
Asante sana. Osman Abdulahi, unadhani changamoto kuu kwa wakazi wa Langata ni ipi?
Changamoto kuu ni vitu kadhaa. Kwanza ni maji, pia vile wenzangu wamesema, na hiyo pia inakuja na mambo ya infrastructure. Ukiangalia Langata ni mji wa zamani upande wa Nairobi, lakini pia haijapata development mpya upande wa infrastructure ya maji. Changamoto nyingine pia naye ni upande wa transport, sekta ya mabarabara. Langata ni kubwa, ni ukiangalia katika percentage ya Nairobi ni 30% ya size ya Nairobi. Na inahitaji investment mingi ambayo inaweza fanywa katika area ya Langata. Changamoto nyingine kwangu, kwa opinion yangu, ni kwamba ni upande wa education. Hatujaona pia sekta hii kama imepata upande wa public education, pia hatujaona mashule mpya zimejengwa kwa muda mrefu. Mimi ni mzaliwa na mkaaji wa Langata na nimesomea Langata, na ninaweza kusema kwamba ukiangalia kuna upungufu pia upande hiyo.
Okay, and your time is up, so I'll stop you there, but we'll still continue to interrogate some of the issues you've raised. Cliff, Aboki, same question to you. Is the challenge of Langata any different for you from what the others have said? And why are you the one to bring the solution?
Thank you very much for having me first. The challenges, yes, they're there. What they've mentioned about water is there. It's a major challenge, yes. But this is what I would say. Mine would be, it is a matter of unemployed youths. And this is something that is causing all this. Unemployment in Langata is very high. We have people who've gone to school who don't have jobs. We have people who've gone to school but cannot create jobs because they do not have the finances to do the same. So if we had these people empowered and having those finances, we wouldn't be talking about water problem. Some of them would be owning their own houses, and they would sink boreholes. A solution that I look to actually provide when the time comes, because that is something that can be done with an empowered society. We do not need the government to come through for us.
So in 10 seconds or less, so yes. You promise to create jobs. You understand the roles of a member of parliament?
Yes.
Under what role will you create those jobs?
Mine is to use the already existent businesses. It is simple solutions to very complex problems. That is the problem. We haven't really looked at simple solutions to complex problems. Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that the already existent businesses in terms of retail,
okay.
Real estate, and also public transport, we can create more jobs for our youths using the already existent businesses.
Okay, I was hoping you'd talk to us about whether representation, legislation, oversight is how you'd create those jobs.
Yes.
But we'll come back to you for that.
Generally Nickson Korir, wewe ndio mbunge wa sasa, umehudumu kwa miaka 5. Je, unakubaliana na wenzako kwamba tatizo kuu ni maji, ama wewe unaona maoni yako ni tofauti?
In terms of priority, the biggest problems that we have in Langata remaining is water, estate roads, and of course opportunities to young people and business. There were other problems that I've dealt with, the issue of the schools, the issue of the bursary that were challenging before. Water is a big problem because of the difficulty in the entire Nairobi. It is not only in Langata constituency. As you know, we have a shortage of water in Nairobi, about 300 million metric cubic liters. This challenge is been caused because of the growth in population. And as a Langata member of parliament, we've tried to solve this problem. You know, it's a devolved function. Water is a county function. And we've liaised with Nairobi Water. We've tried to get a solution to this. But because of the challenge of more water coming to Nairobi, there's been a lot of water rationing and cartels coming on board. The solution is in the Northern Collector Tunnel, which is now being constructed.
Okay.
Yeah, and when that is completed, that is when we'll get the water supply and the new infrastructure that will come to Langata, and hopefully by the end of next year. Yeah.
So all the solutions your competitors have provided won't work in your view until that tunnel
I have done boreholes. Currently, I've done actually, I think, the most boreholes as a serving member of parliament in Kijiji, in Silanga, in Bangladesh, in Undugu. All those boreholes are short-term. The long-term solution is in the supply of water to Nairobi.
Okay, thank you. And we'll come back and interrogate that further, but I must also allow Suzan a chance to give us her thoughts on what ails Langata today and why she's the best person to bring a solution.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Suzan Odongo. The challenges facing the people of Langata, as my fellow candidates have mentioned, are just the same. Prioritizing water is a big problem. Unemployment, in an inclusion of the people in amendments and, let's say, on issues pertaining the people is also a problem. So I package myself as a candidate that understands the dynamics of the Langata, the social structures, and the social systems that are in existence, the people who have been left out, the marginalized, the people with disabilities, the young people like myself, who feel left out when it comes to solving issues pertaining to the great people of Langata.
Thank you, Suzan, for that. Let me jump back to Caroline and just get a second thought on this water issue, which it seems to be the dominant one affecting Langata residents. And get a sense from you, you've heard about some of the solutions. Are boreholes working? As someone who's campaigned in Langata, who probably lives there as well, is that the solution, or do we need to think more?
No, that's not the only solution we have in Langata. We have to come outside the box. In my government, let me talk about my government. If they vote me in, your solution ya maji itaisha. What I'm going to do is, I'll be right now. Okay, like the way my brothers said, Langata si ati ni Nairobi yote ndio iko na shida ya maji. Shida ya maji sana sana kuna pipes zenye ziko blocked. Especially there is a place known as Iris. There's no water. Hakuna maji kabisa, haijai hata maji haijafika huko. So kuna issues kama hizo. In my government, I'm going to talk with the incoming county government and stakeholders like Nairobi water companies. Wakuje wasifufue zile pipe zenye zimekufa pale ndani na we make it. You understand?
Mheshimiwa anasema ameongea na wao wote hawajasaidia. What are you going to do?
Because he's not, maybe acha push, maybe akupush ifike penye inafaa. That's hiyo ndio kazi yake. Akupush. Unajua kuongea, kuna kuongea na kuna kupush. You understand?
Tom, kuna mtu mmoja ambaye alituma ujumbe awali. Nikauliza kwanza kabisa hawa wagombeaji wote wanaishi Langata. Wewe unaishi Langata. Umeona kama hizi suluhisho ambazo anazotaja Nickson zimekuwa zikifanya kazi?
These solutions are not working. Hatuwezi kuwa tunafuata hiyo njia, doing the same thing and expecting different results. We are going to try and keep it simple, but we're going to get one solution. Hatuwezi kuwa tunafuata watu wa maji, Nairobi Water, Maji House, Director of Water. This is my take. It might sound a little bit high, but it will work. We want to erect high-level water tanks. High-level water tanks, which will have bulk pressure pumps which are solar-powered. Itasukuma maji yende huko under high-pressure pipes to avoid pilferage, to avoid watu wa kiosk wapasue pipe. Alafu kutoka hapo, the water will come down with kinetic energy, because when it is up, it comes down with the graphic flow, and in that way, we are going to stop people from interfering with the flow of water.
Do you have a budget for these water tanks? Do you have a plan of where you'll set them up?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, I have. That's a good question. We're going to position them in high areas where the flow comes down. Like prisons in Otiende is one place we have seen. Karen we have seen, and Wilson Airport to serve the lower part of Langata, which is South Sea. We are not going to go to authorities all the time. This is a thing we've done, and I think has been tried and tested. And Honorable Nickson has said that he has tried it and it's not working. For boreholes, we're looking at the groundwater levels.
He has not said it's not working. He said it's ongoing.
Yeah, but it's ongoing, but it doesn't seem to be bringing results, because I believe that is the same script which has been said in the yesteryears, because we've all agreed across that water is a problem.
No.
So we are giving the solution. High tanks, pressure pumps, gravity, kinetic energy, and you have water.
Naam. Felix, kwa upande wako unajua kwamba swala la maji ni jukumu la county na kwa sasa iko chini ya NMS. Je, wewe utafanya nini kuhakikisha kwamba hili swala linasuluhishwa vilivyo?
It's so lucky that this question comes now. I was there 2 days ago. Just 2 days ago, I sat with the whole team at Nairobi Water, because some of our residents had lacked water for 5 days. The guys at NHC. And it's just to put new infrastructure and get Langata out of that grid that goes through Kibra. Because hapo pia kuna shida kubwa. Wanazifungua zile pipe na maji, and the way Langata is placed, water will not get up. Nairobi Water doesn't pump water. There is no pressure pumped. It is gravity pumped. So they depend on gravity to have it flow. So how Langata first is placed on high grounds, for water to get there is very hard. And with the valves being opened each and every single day, we receive water on Wednesday. They pump it on Wednesday night and Wednesday during the day, which they count as 2 days. First, we must push for a bit of more ration of water to Langata people. At least let it be pumped at least twice a week. But then the thing is, get Langata out of that grid. Let's have our own infrastructure pumping water into Langata directly. That would be the first solution. Then a lot of the pipes in Langata right now have silt that has decomposed in them, and they can't push water anymore. So we have to desalinate them and make sure that, you know what, we are having new infrastructure to have water go in. What Awili is saying here might not work because we don't have a reservoir in Langata. Our water comes from Kabete. So that is the first thing we need to do. Get new infrastructure to have water. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Felix, for that. Osman, we are hearing so many different possible explanations to the water problem in Langata and many other solutions as well. Do you have a different take?
I have a different take. And, you know, it is different challenges that goes around this issue of water. There is the issue of infrastructure, as my colleagues have been saying. But also there is the issue of pilferage, cartels that are dealing with the water business. And I don't know why nobody's talking about it. It is proven that you have seen where pipes have been, they have things put in them so that water is slowed down, or that water doesn't go to a certain area at a certain time. People are being sold water at a very expensive rate. Overall, when you look at Nairobi, NMS has tried in informal sectors, informal settlements where they have dug at least, I think, about 193 boreholes. But the problem is something that if the leadership in Langata today and the Nairobi leadership came together, they can solve it. When you look at the issue of infrastructure, the Northern Water Tunnel that is coming, it is not going to change much, because Nairobi also has problems of water in other areas, not in Langata only. So you need to have a system where you look at the topography in Langata. Langata, you can see when you're in Karen or you're in the upper part of Langata, it's a higher altitude. When you compare with the areas that are lower in terms of Nairobi, West and South Sea, how are you going to get water there without you having to pump it or to spend more on infrastructure?
Okay, and we'll stop you there. We have many other issues to tackle, so we want to quickly get through this and jump to the others as well.
Naam, Cliff, kwa upande wako utasuluhisha vipi ili swala la maji kwa wakazi wa Langata? Maana ni swala ambalo limekuwa likiendelea kwa miaka na mikaka.
This is, as I started, I said simple solutions to complex problems. And this one can be solved by sinking boreholes in each ward. Sinking boreholes and making sure that the piping is not interfered with. Let it serve the people of that particular ward. If we have one borehole in, let's say, Karen, we have another in Mugumoini, we have another in South Sea, we don't need a lot of work in this. Let us just sink these boreholes. It is what these other cartels, as they're being called, are doing. The water that is clean water and the bowers moving around with clean water. These are boreholes. We are talking about Onyonka Estate, which a private developer decided to do what? Sink a borehole, and they're selling water to the people of Langata. So why are we saying it is so difficult for us to sink boreholes and let them serve the people of Langata? If we have 5 boreholes, or we have, let's say, 2 in each ward, we are talking about 10 boreholes. If we have 10 boreholes, let the boreholes serve the particular ward that we're talking about, and let there be management that is woke, management that is not played around with. But the moment we start talking about these things where you're sinking a borehole and then there is no management of that borehole, you're just leaving the same cartels to do whatever they do.
And I'll have
we are going to have a problem.
In the interest of time.
Yes.
What is woke management, for those who may not understand?
Now, you have to be alive and awake to whatever that is happening.
Okay.
That is being woke.
That is being
right?
woke. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll stop you there. And I want to seek the permission of the remaining 2 candidates for us to take a short break. When we come back, we'll give you both a chance to respond to that. And then we switch gears and jump over to something else. And so on that note, let's take our first break here on Citizen Debate. When we come back, the issues of Langata constituency are front and center on Citizen Debates this evening. And that discussion continues on the other side. Use the hashtag Citizen Debate and the SMS line 22422 to share your thoughts. We'll be right back.